and sharing workbooks. Suppose someone asked you to proofread a worksheet they put together. If you had a hard copy, you might use a red pen to cross out cell data, mark misspellings, or add comments in the margins. However, you could also do all of these in Microsoft Excel 2010 using the Track Changes and Comments features. When you finished reviewing the worksheet, the other person can choose to automatically accept all of your changes or decide whether to accept or reject each change one by one. In this lesson, you will learn how to track changes, add comments, and compare two versions of a worksheet. You will also learn how to prepare a final version for sharing, including how to check spelling. When you need to collaborate on the content of a spreadsheet, or if you need someone to proofread your worksheet, Microsoft Excel 2010's Track Changes and Comments features makes it easier for you to collaborate with others. About Track Changes. When you turn on the Track Changes option, every change you make to the worksheet will be highlighted with a unique border and indicator. Hovering your mouse over a highlighted cell will display the details of the change. This allows the other person to see what changes have been made before making the changes permanent. The color of the highlights will vary depending on who is reviewing the document, so if there are multiple reviewers, you will be able to tell at a glance who made each change. To turn on Track Changes: 1. Go to the Review tab. 2. Click Track Changes, then select Highlight Changes from the drop-down menu. 3. The Highlight Changes dialog box will appear. 4. Check the box next to Track Changes while editing. 5. Verify if the box is checked for Highlight Changes on screen. This will highlight your changes while you work. 6. Click OK. 7. If prompted, click OK to allow Microsoft Excel 2010 to save your workbook. 8. Change tracking is now active. Any changes you make to the worksheet will be highlighted with a unique border and indicator. Your workbook will be shared automatically when you turn Track Changes on. Shared workbooks are designed to be stored where other users, such as users on the same network, can access and edit the workbook at the same time. However, you can also track changes in a local or personal copy as seen throughout this lesson. To turn off Track Changes: 1. From the Review tab, click Track Changes. Then select Highlight Changes from the drop-down menu. 2. Uncheck the box next to Track Changes while editing. 3. Click Yes to confirm that you want to turn off Track Changes and stop sharing your workbook. Turning off Track Changes will delete any tracking that has taken place in your workbook. You will not be able to view, accept, or reject changes. Instead, they will all be applied to your workbook automatically. Always review the changes in your worksheet before turning Track Changes off. Adding and deleting comments. Sometimes you may want to add a comment to a worksheet to provide feedback for the author instead of changing the contents. Comments are highlighted by a unique indicator and can be read by the original author or by any other reviewers. To add a comment: 1. Select the cell where you want the comment to appear. 2. From the Review tab, click the New Comment command. 3. Type your comment. 4. The red indicator in the upper right corner shows that there is a comment in that cell. 5. Hover your mouse over the cell to view the comment. To edit a comment: 1. Select the cell containing the comment you wish to edit. 2. From the Review tab, click the Edit Comment command, where the New Comment command used to be. 3. Edit your comment. To delete a comment: 1. Select the cell containing the comment you wish to delete. 2. From the Review tab, click the Delete command. 3. The comment will be deleted. Accepting or rejecting changes. Track changes are really just suggested changes. To become permanent, they have to be accepted. On the other hand, the original author may disagree with some of the track changes and choose to reject them. To accept or reject changes: 1. From the Review tab, click Track Changes, then select Accept or Reject Changes from the drop-down menu. 2. If prompted, allow Microsoft Excel 2010 to save your workbook. 3. Identify which changes you want to accept or reject. In this example, we will address all the changes that we have not yet reviewed. 4. Click OK. 5. The Accept or Reject Changes dialog box will appear. 6. Click Accept or Reject for each change in the document. Microsoft Excel 2010 will cycle through each change automatically until you have addressed them all. To accept or reject all the changes at once, click Accept All or Reject All in the Accept or Reject Changes dialog box. Adjusting how changes are viewed. Sometimes it's hard to see exactly what has been changed in a shared workbook. Taking in the meaning of a large amount of feedback can also be problematic if your worksheet contains many comments. There are a few settings you can use to adjust the way changes and comments are viewed. To list changes on a separate worksheet. An alternative to viewing them as highlights on your worksheet, you can view changes on a new worksheet of their own, sometimes called the Change History. The Change History lists everything in your worksheet that has been changed, including the old value, what the cell used to contain, and the new value, what the cell contains now. 1. Save your workbook. 2. From the Review tab, click Track Changes. Then select Highlight Changes from the drop-down menu. 3. Check the box next to List Changes on a new sheet. 4. Click OK. 5. The changes will be listed in a new sheet of their own titled History. To remove the History worksheet from your workbook, you can either save your workbook again or uncheck the box next to the List Changes on a new sheet. To show or hide comments. 1. Select a cell that contains a comment. 2. From the Review tab, click the Show or Hide Comment command to show the comment. 3. The comment will remain on display without you having to hover your mouse over the cell. 4. Click the Show or Hide Comment command again to hide the comment. Click the Show All Comments command to view every comment in your worksheet at once. Finalizing and protecting your workbook. Before you send your workbook out, take a minute to prepare a final copy. Microsoft Excel 2010 has tools that might save you from sharing a workbook that contains spelling errors or information about the workbook itself that you do not want the recipient to see. Use the spelling command to find and edit any misspelled words. Use the document inspector to find and delete any hidden data or personal information that is stored in the workbook, such as hidden comments, invisible objects, and file paths, and consider your Protect Workbook options designed to keep other users from making to check spelling. 1. Select the cells you want to spell check. 2. Click on the spelling command from the Review tab. 3. The spelling dialog box will open. From the spelling dialog box, you can review and edit any misspelled word. You can also check the spelling of every cell in an active worksheet by selecting any empty cell in the worksheet and then clicking on the spelling command. Ignoring spelling errors. There are times when Microsoft Excel 2010 will say something is an error when it is not. This often happens with people's names which may not be in the dictionary. Even if Microsoft Excel 2010 says that something is an error, you can choose not to change it. There are 3 options you can choose from. Ignore once. This will skip the word without changing it. Ignore all. This will skip the word without changing it, and it will also skip all other instances of this word in the worksheet. Add to dictionary. This adds the word to the dictionary so that it will never come up as an error again. Make sure that the word is spelled correctly before choosing this option. To use the document inspector. 1. In the Backstage view, click Info. 2. Click on the Check for Issues button. A drop-down menu will appear. 3. Select Inspector Document. A dialog box will appear. 4. Check the boxes beside the content you want to inspect. To unselect a box, simply click it again and the check mark will disappear. 5. Click Inspect. 6. After the document inspector finishes, a new dialog box will appear where you can review the inspection results. Click the Remove All command beside any information you want to remove. It is a good idea to save an additional copy of your workbook before you use the document inspector to remove information because some changes cannot be undone.